Well, very good evening and welcome to Whites Hill Reserve for the opening round of the 2023 Metro Cup season. Scott McAllister and Doug Mackey with you in commentary for the opening fixtures of this year's competition. Very good evening to you, Doug.
Excited to be here, Scotty. And Metro Cup is jam-packed tonight. I'll tell you what, I couldn't get a spot in the car park earlier. It's filled up nicely and we've got a big crowd here to watch this round one fixture.
Yeah, it's a long off-season as well. Last year's competition wrapped up towards the back end of November. So teams, although there's been a lot of touch football in the start of this year, this is where it really starts to ramp up into the representative end of the year.
Yeah, you're right. We've had the Trans-Tasman series recently here at Whites Hill, and it's just great to see Metro Cup getting back underway into the second half of the year. It's going to be a really good season with some key off-season moves we might talk about during these games.
Yeah, absolutely. So Women's Premier action will kickstart our Metro Cup season this year, and what an absolutely cracking game we've got to kickstart the women's competition. We've got the two teams from last year's grand final, the Southern Storm taking on the UQ Rebels. UQ Rebels defending champions, but what a amazing performance the Storm put on towards the back end of that season, and it was replicated in the grand final as well.
Yeah, like you say, Scotty, they really came home with a wet sail there. Unfortunate not to get that grand final win last year, but they're coming back stronger this year. They've lost a little bit of experience with their captain, Ash Carney, unavailable this season, but Jenna Rousel is their new captain. She'll be stepping up into that position, and they've added some really key young talent as well.
Yeah, so we just saw the UQ Rebels line up, the Southern Storm line up on screen now. And, they're a very strong team. Talk us through some of the players to keep an eye out for tonight.
Yeah, I think one of the key players is going to be Charlie Nicola, who I believe is making her Prem's debut tonight. Still 16 years of age, Charlie, making her debut. That's a nice tender age, but she's got a lovely nose for the ball. She's got a really good running game and a really solid passing game as well with a lovely long ball, so keep an eye out for that tonight, Scott. Yeah,
the UQ Rebels, we saw their team list not too long ago, just a really strong, stable team, a bunch of girls that have been together for quite a number of campaigns now, and the defending champions will be looking good as we have a look at tonight's key player matchup as well, Tiani Bryce and Taylor Sykes.
Yeah, as you say, Scotty, those two key players we got here, Tiani Bryce for UQ. She's been a long-time representative player and part of the glue in the middle there for UQ, holding this team together. Likewise, Taylor Sykes for the Storm. She's still a young player, but she's been around for a long time. She's played across a few different sports now and just a natural ball player here for the Storm, and really can't wait to see what she's going to bring to the game tonight.
Yeah, and we've got experienced coaches in both boxes on each side of the field as well. Australian Women's Open coach Wayne Ravelli, assisted with David Craze as well, but very experienced coach as well. And on the far side, the UQ Rebels, Renee Murphy, who's led the Queensland Women's Open side, has been assistant coach under Swain as well. So both coaches know each other very well. It's always a great battle when they come up against each other on opposite sides of the field.
Yeah, they will have worked their tactics out, both of these sides, as referee Zoe Jenrick gets us underway for Metro Cup 2023.
Here we go, and Zoe is assisted by Matt Avery and Michael Landsberg this evening. Southern Storm opening possession for their campaign. Again, they start with a bang, like we said, just going one short last year, taking the title. And we're looking to go that one step better this year. And Sykes, who we just talked about in the lead up, puts the ball through the hands. Fifth and final touch now for the Storm. Glacken from half. Now they put it out through the hands. They'll turn the ball over.
Yeah, heading out to the link position there, number 17, Chloe Nicola. And she'll be linking up with her sister Charlie there in the middle for the Southern Storm, Michael Landsberg. Just holding those players as we get underway now, UQ. Sammy Jo Curtis, number 1, should be leading the troops around the park tonight. Representative player in the Australian Women's Open side.
Rebels head down towards the interchange area straight away and over the halfway line with Mai. One of the vice captains for the Rebels this year, as Murray Thomas gets good contact coming into the touch. Tiani Bryce, another one of our key players who we spoke about, gliding through as you'll see her do from acting half. And it connect up there on their final play and then turn the ball back over to the Storm.
Yeah, Martin Thomas there, the number 10 for UQ. She'll be a key player here along with Curtis. And also Rani Hagen is playing for UQ this season. Not available tonight with other commitments, but she's going to be one to watch out for the rest of the season as well. It's referee Jenrick just picks up a ball down in the ruck.
Yeah, it's a big off-season move there from Rani, moving across from the Storm. She was so influential in their campaign towards the back end of the year. In the grand final, I think she picked up an injury early, which took her out of the game. They didn't hold to the Storm from really taking it to the Rebels. As we see a penalty given here and a full set of 6 to work with. But yeah, as we touched in the leader, it was a remarkable end of the season for them. They almost fell into the finals. They claimed the final spot, and they beat the Country Club Colts in dramatic fashion right on the hooter to earn their grand final spot the very next night. And they took it to the Rebels for the majority of that game. They were level at halftime. It was Alicia Fild's intercept that got it done.
Long
as we
ball
see
here.
The Rebels will get the opening try of the 2023 Metro Cup season.
Referees have cleared that, and I think it's the winger there, the number 15, Sinead Murphy. This is a lovely long ball. It's going to look pretty nice on the replay here, Scott.
So a lovely start from the Rebels. Claims the first try.
But yeah, you're right. It was a big upset in that semi-final, and it just shows you that, you know, with these young up-and-coming players coming through for both teams, anything's possible in the game of touch. All these sides in the Premier Division, both across the men's and the women's.
Beautiful little short ball.
Lovely touch there from Folds. Both men's and women's across all the Prem's divisions. Any side can win on any given night. They're just that stacked with talent across the park.
As now the Storm come back in towards the middle of the field, outside the 7. Lovely footwork, skipping in at the line. A diving touch on the line to regain possession. Kate Hammond making the touch. She's on debut tonight for the Rebels.
Yeah, Kate Hammond and Kai Hillman both making their Premier debut tonight.
So this is an opportunity here for the Storm. It's a flat ball
suspect.
from half. It's
Yeah.
more than flat.
Looked a bit suspicious. Referees picked it up.
And it's just a little bit of lack of communication between players that were still on the field, and while substitutions were being made. As we see the Storm, they'll just come back to the mark.
You'll often see that on a clunky box set, Scott. If that flow isn't there, you'll often see that pass just being held off. Players overrunning it, and there'll often be a forward pass called there. So this is a great opportunity. Big chance now for the Storm as they get fresh troops on the field as well.
As Felicity Archer plays it, the Storm just hold up on the football. Russell comes back midfield. Switching in again, a player coming around the back. They find him now. Taking on for speed. My has to dive. There's a couple of efforts there on the line from the Rebels. They really had to get the wheels on, go full stretch to make the touch and stop that attacking raid from the Storm.
Yeah, they're putting some nice pressure on the Rebels line here. That's another good attacking raid. Looking pretty likely there, Felicity Flick Archer in the number 34. Keep an eye on her for the rest of this game.
And slippery conditions out there as well. A little bit of moisture on the surface tonight.
Strong touch there. Referee Landsberg's picked that up. Yeah, not much in that one, Scott, but just slowing down that roll ball. That half was just obstructed. Wasn't able to pick up and get that quick play the ball. So they're happy to take that now, the Rebels.
Donovan skipping away. She'll always test the defence. It's Curtis. Nice little switch back in. Clean play the ball. Just shy of the 7 metre line. Here she goes from half. Looks a short ball and punching through a beautiful hole in the middle. It was lovely setup straight away from that tap restart. And from the Rebels, they worked their way straight to the line, and it was a lovely little short ball off the hips straight through the middle.
That's just too easy there from the Rebels. How often do you see that? Just that little sneaky ball back on the inside, and that inside player for the defence just not shutting quick enough. And they extend that margin now. 2 tries to 0, the UQ Rebels in our Women's Premier Division game.
As Emily Ward takes it forward. And Tinamu holds it up. It's good to see the Storm have maintained a lot of their combinations from last year, taking it right through to the line. And Emma Sykes back into the Storm team. Again, playing with younger sister. It's always a thrill when you get to play with your family members. And they'll form a deadly combination out there on field. Very experienced player. Has played a lot of rugby sevens as well over the years.
Yeah, that was a nice little passage sequence there from the Storm. Referees have called a penalty. I believe that player striking for the touch was offside, so we'll come back and they'll get a chance to reset now, the Storm. What have they got here heading into the line? They've got the firepower to take this out, Scott. They just need to really put it all together. The defence from the Rebels has just been too good so far.
Sykes takes it to the line. Just can't connect up with Tsunami out on the left-hand side of the field. Going to turn attack into defence, and a mistake coming off the line there for the Rebels.
That's going to help their cause, the Storm. They've got repeat sets on the line here. They're going to have to do pretty well to hold them out, the Rebels.
So we get changes out onto the park. The Rebels.
There's our key player to watch, Charlie Nicola, working in the middle with sister Chloe now. She's going to pick up from half. Looking for the switchback. No. Rolled outside the 7, so the players are onside. Referee's happy with that.
Come back to the 7 now to restart. Still touches to work with as Chloe Nicola plays it. She'll work her way back in towards the middle of the field. Last touch for them now. Ripping ball out in front as well. And again, work to do on the line. Just spilt over the chalk there from Vandermeer. It's come out of the hands forward as well. Wasn't a bad little opportunity there. Just putting the ball into space.
Pass was forward, but it was the right option. So they're really probing, attacking, asking really good questions here, the Storm. I think it's only a matter of time before they're going to crack the line here, Scott.
Now looking for the no touch. They call play on. And they forced another mistake. So it was really good intent there for the first 2 touches, wasn't it? Nice defensive pressure coming up out of the line. And all of a sudden, the score line's in favour here of the Rebels, but the Storm, they're turning the screws. They've definitely got the bulk of possession. Back-to-back sets here to attack the line.
Yeah, they just really need to convert on this set. They've had the bulk of possession in the last 5 minutes. Multiple shots at the line. Oh, just holding up there, Nicola.
So they put it through the hands. Last touch, not too much to it here in the lead-up here for the Southern Storm. Again, jinking across, so probably not the greatest of sets in good field position and just lost their way. It almost looked like they lost the touch count coming into the 5th touch there. They didn't really have anything doing. No strike, and the Rebels now getting themselves out of their end of the field. Again, not the cleanest around that halfway line in the interchange area. Curtis will just straighten them up as Bryce picks up, retrieving players here for the Storm. Play on's the call. The touch was claimed.
Yeah,
we'll come back.
Oh, she definitely got onside for that touch. That was really well done there from the number 4, Charlie Nicola. Just held off that player, made that touch when she was onside. And the Rebels didn't take their opportunity, didn't take their chance. So the Storm really need to score in the next few minutes, I think, just to give themselves a little bit of confidence booster heading into halftime.
As Emma Sykes throws the big dummy, and they hold off her. They're skipping across field, still going, picking up meters along the way. This little 10-meter run there from Sykes. Now Rousel skips away, gets him on the 7. Sykes has a beautiful
Lovely
left
ball.
to right. She'll take that all day, every day, Emma Sykes, but it was great lead-up work, and it really kind of started with Emma around that midfield, just picking up extra meters, getting the Storm on the front foot, got themselves into a great position and a great way. Gets them on the
as we look to the replay, Scott, there, that was beautifully done.
Beautiful
Lovely
left to
ball.
right.
One of the keys was that setup, just that strike
She'll
dump,
take that
hitting
all
right
day.
on that 7-meter line from Jenna Rousel. And the Storm just pegged back that margin now. 2 tries to 1.
Really sucked into UQ defence, didn't they? Because that was scored almost in the middle of the field, but that was the winger rolling over to score. So it was great lead-up work, like we said. Got the Rebels attracted in the fence and compressed them up in the middle of the park. And then we're looking to hit straight back here with Files. It takes it right to the line. Can't miss it with the bright orange boots on tonight, Lush.
Yeah, late pass there, Scott. Storm will take plenty of confidence out of that as well. You'd be surprised how just that one try that just gives you a lift.
And this was them to a T last season as well, when you kind of felt like they weren't in games. They just grit, and just as I say that, they turn the ball over. But you'll still continue to see this throughout the game in the first half. They just keep hanging. They really make you work for it for the full 40 minutes.
Yeah, and playing from behind as well, and then all of a sudden just storming into that game.
Sweep around the back, My. Puts the brakes on, comes back infield. Good defence though, but just short of the line. So full set of 6 to work with here for the Rebels.
Yeah, they were just holding off there. The players, for anyone new to touch, they need to move forward to make that touch once the defenders are in that 7 metres. Nicely done there to make that touch, but they'll get another shot at the line here as Files. It's going to be key in this setup.
Donovan switches in. Players in motion. Players offside as well. Nice run in. Just straightening up the point of attack, looking to target that offside player. Not a bad option. Doesn't come off for them. And they finish it off in the corner. That's the next best result there for the Rebels.
Yeah, pretty good scramble defence there from the Storm as well. Just holding off that player. Shooting up nice and early. Referees are happy so far.
And they're going nowhere in this set here, the Storm. This is great defensive pressure, and again,
Great ruck pressure here from the UQ Rebels. Last touch now. They're going to have to go wide. No, just a ball down. That's a great call from referee Zoe Jenrick. That ball was just thrown into it. She didn't play at it.
bit of banter between players on field as well. As Lucia comes up to grab the footy.
Coaching box calling out for 6 more. But she's our #1 ranked female referee in the game, Zoe Jenrick. So she doesn't get too many wrong.
Shooting up out of the line, Tsunami to make the touch. Sammy Jo Curtis is happy to just roll over field. Just gives the opportunity for the Rebels to get the full 6 players out on the park. Hillman gets herself in acting half, working with Bryce in the middle of the field. Dishes from half yet again. Bryce down the short side, back into Hillman. Good defence there from the Storm. They need a little bit more punch coming out of their end of the field, but the Rebels, again, coming up out of the line. Better first 2 touches, though, here for the Storm. Sykes throws the dummy. Storm still working towards the halfway line. Just get over now.
Yeah, Jenna Rouse has been very good in this game so far.
Oh, beautiful. There's a touch. No, play on.
Play
Keep going. Oh. Taylor Sykes this time. He gets it across. Put the brakes on, had a little bit of a look back to see if the touch was made. It definitely looked like she got on the outside shoulder.
Yeah, everyone just stopped. No, until you hear that whistle, you got to play on. Puts that ball down. But again, really good lead-up work there from the Storm, just driving, just direct. Again, Jenna Roussehold, the captain, standing tall, just leading those troops around, making sure they get that really nice platform to score, and they did it perfectly that time, the Storm.
It was a much better response as well. The previous set was the one where they didn't get over the halfway line. In that time, Rebels again smelt blood in the water and tried to put pressure on, but the first 2 touches really got them punching forward. They got an opportunity to get towards the interchange area, and the running again off the back of it was top-notch there from the Storm. Players offside, though, from the Rebels.
She's been called offside, yep. Never made it.
So good response there from UQ. Reclaims the lead for them after taking the first 2 tries in the game. Storm responding back with the next 2.
So we'll get the replay here. It was rolled just outside the 7. Yeah, that player's been called offside. And I think that's a really good call from the referee there, Michael Landsberg. As we see it again. She dumps, she's about a metre out, and the player's still offside as she makes the touch.
Did she maintain possession going across the line?
Question over the grounding, but they're closer than we are.
Straight in front of Michael Landsberg. Points to the spot there for the Rebels to pick up their 3rd. Can the Storm continue that trend? Hanging here.
This is developing into quite a nice contest.
Sykes looks for offside players.
Oh.
Zoe says no.
Question over the offside. Must have just made it back on. We always back the referees here.
Now it's the Storm getting up and making pressure, and there it is. We've seen that a couple of times from the Rebels when it's on the flip. And the Storm are getting up and putting that pressure on. They forced a couple of mistakes from UQ coming out of their end of the field. Yeah,
pretty uncharacteristic from UQ.
Ooh. I think Emily Ward's half here. Manages to get the ball away. Nicole puts the brakes on. It's Chloe who plays it. Back in field with Ward. No offside plays this time around. As Emily Coyne gets him from half. He's back in field. It's Charlie who plays it, receives it back off the right foot. Referees might just have a quick little chat here. They say 6 touch.
Gee, it's really a game of fine margins at times, isn't it? That ball again was rolled outside the 7. The defender has been determined to be just onside to make the touch.
A better start to the set here for the Rebels. Hillman gets them shy of the halfway line. Donovan will always continue that momentum coming out of the box. Nice little short side play. Nice work from the debutante there, Kay Hillman. Earning her team a repeat set off the back end, but putting pressure on the Storm there down the short side. You might see them go down that flank yet again. Back on the inside the Thomas.
That's better defence from the Storm there. They read that play pretty well and shut in just at the right time to make that touch.
Donovan switches again. Marama picks up from half, has a look, looping ball over the top. It's a one-on-one contest. Murphy plays it. Smith will get herself into half. Off the right foot, looping ball over the top. Oh, did she have a go at it? I think she might have given herself up, Chelsea Cummins. That's unfortunate. It was one that could have just been dropped, but when you see the ball there and it's ready for you to take, she had a little bit of space in front of her as well. It's hard to get your hands caught in the cookie jar sometimes.
There is. I thought that was a
question. No touch there by the look of it. Play on's the call. Tanami was screaming. Looked like there was a bit of air. Unless the referee sees it absolutely clearly. You can't make that call, so they play on.
Got to be 100% on those.
Curtis and Bryce. And Tiani, short side. No, they'll come back. Would have been over the mark. And signal. So the Storm hold on.
Don't see too many over the mark penalties called at Premier level, Scotty.
No mistake in the play of the ball here.
Down. Okay.
The Storm making changes. So did the Rebels go straight away? 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Tiani again offside, looking for players. Matt Lavery says all good.
Just under 2 minutes to go now in the half, Scotty. Bit of a sporting cliche, but the next try is going to be huge heading into halftime.
Yeah, it's such an important facet. Being able to take some momentum going into the halftime break.
They can lock it up, the Storm, with a try. Well, they don't want to go too down here. They must hold out.
Great
UQ,
defense.
lovely, lovely touch there.
Izzy Reid attacking the line. This takes a few extra seconds off the clock as well. And a couple of changes onto the park for the Rebels. Just freshens up what will then be their defensive stocks for the next set. So not a bad tactical substitution there as the ball hit the deck. This is good football though from the Storm. They put it through the hands. Don't really punch too far forward off the first touch. Struggling as they come down the sideline. The changes come onto the field now. Emma Sykes hits the deck, earns her team a penalty. Bit of experience.
Maybe a little bit unlucky there, the defender. Not sure if she really had position and control going into that touch, but we're going to play on. That's what the referee saw.
There's Neville. Comes out, so it'll be the Storm who potentially have the final crack here in the first half. And we're looking for a clean play the ball. Coming in towards the back end of the set now. Sykes has a look up, little left to right ball. Doesn't hit a target. So Rebels restart on their 7 metre line. So we'll just work their way back in field towards the mark. Murphy feeds it from half. Mai, who had an impressive series in the Trans-Tasman as well in the Australian Women's Open team. Halftime Huda sounds in the background. And pretty tight contest as expected here. UQ Rebels going into the halftime break just with that slight margin of 1 try, Doug.
Pretty absorbing contest there in our first half, Scott. It's great to see some of the young Storm players stepping up. And it was really great defence as well from the Rebels to hold them out. They're going to go up 3 tries to 2. Can't wait for the second half.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break here from Whites Hill. Opening round of Metro Cup Women's Premier Division. The UQ Rebels, the defending champions, go into the halftime break. 3 tries to 2 in front over the Southern Storm.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it. So it stays looking smart. Tiff Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
skips away, gets him on the 7. Sykes has a beautiful
Lovely
left
ball.
to right. She'll take. Now Rousel skips away, gets him on the 7. Sykes has a beautiful
Lovely
left to
ball.
right. She'll take that all day.
Tell you
Just get
what.
over now.
Yeah, Jenna Rouse has been very good in this game so far.
Oh, beautiful. There's a touch. No, play on.
Play
Keep
on.
going, keep going.
This game so far.
Oh, beautiful. There's a touch. No, play on.
Play
Keep
on.
going, keep going. Taylor Sykes this time. He gets the opportunity to get towards the interchange area, and the running again off the back of it. Was top notch there from the Storm. Players offside though
she's been
from the
called
Rebels.
offside, yep.
Got an opportunity to get towards the interchange area, and the running again off the back of it. Was top notch there from the Storm. Players offside
She's
though
been
from the
called
Rebels.
offside, yep.
I'm Antonia.
Oh, how are you?
Eloquence system.
Welcome back to the Metro Cup, the opening round of the 2023 season. Women's Premier action here. UQ Rebels, defending champions, going into the halftime break with a 1-try advantage over the Southern Storm. And it's great that the Metro Cup's back again this season, isn't it, Doug? Club competition here in southeast Queensland. In the Premier, you got 4 top teams in both men's and women's. You got Southern Storm and UQ Rebels, who we're watching now. Also, Brothers and Country Club Colts. Same in the men's. Gold Coast as well, I think, have a team in the men's this year. So it's great to see. But also divisions underneath. There's 7 clubs in total that compete. In addition to those clubs mentioned, we've got Redlands playing in those lower divisions, Springfield Stingers as well. So it's great to see all the clubs here from southeast Queensland coming out in the top Premier competition here in Brizzy.
Yeah, it really is. It's rep footy heading into the representative season towards the end of the year. So we've got State Cup, we've got MYC coming up. That's a junior competition, but there's plenty of juniors playing in our lower divisions and also the top division. So a lot of these players use it as a tune-up and a warm-up heading into representative season, so State Cup and also NTL coming up in March of next year.
Yeah, the best way to stay up to date with the Metro Cup competition is on the BMTA Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok accounts as well. You can find them by searching at Brisbane Metro Touch. Let's see how the second half gets underway here, the Rebels. And definitely would have felt the pressure throughout that first half, like we said, in front on the scoreboard. But the Storm, as expected, like they did towards the back end of last year in particular, just continuing to compete for the full half there in the 20. They'll do the same here in the second, no question. As Tiani Bryce has to make her way back. Rackerman feeds it from half. Another experienced player out here on the left-hand edge for the Rebels.
I really like that call from referee Matt Lavery. Just pick the ball up and have a roll. Possibly looking for the penalty there, Folds, not to be on this occasion.
As Bryce sweeps, Curtis feeds it nicely. As Tiani takes it right to the line and just slipping, losing footy. Might have gone over the sideline and signalled from Matt Lavery.
Well, she stepped out first, but I think if she didn't, that ball would have been down and across the line. So that's a missed opportunity from UQ.
Zakola feeds it. Taylor Sykes towards their 10-metre line. Again, the Rebels have done a good job to force the Storm to make their changes around their own 10. They're just getting over the halfway line now with Emily Ward. 5th and final touch. And the Storm, they'll finish it off on the side. So nice defensive set there from the Rebels. And about 15 metres out from their own line to kickstart this set. A loose ball.
Yeah, as I mentioned in the first half, Scotty, some uncharacteristic errors from UQ. They're known for their discipline and their completion rate of their sets. So they'll be looking to tie that up in this second half. They really won't want to give the Storm a sniff here.
So they go away from the sweeper. Oh, just slipping out of the hands It's a little dummy. I think that she wanted to hold on to there, Emily Ward. Again, we may mention the first half. There is a bit of a sheen on the top of the surface. We must make mention that absolute carpet out here on field 1, and you'll see the backfields as well. They've done a lot of work in the off-season, the ground staff here at Brisbane Metro, and they've absolutely turned on a bowling green for us tonight.
Yeah, field's looking fantastic. The BMTA ground crew here have done an amazing job. Their park level competition started up a couple of weeks ago, and they've really done a fantastic job getting these fields in top condition.
Another mistake there from the Rebels. So early season jitters. And they just need to look to try to get composure. And it's been coming out at the end of the field that they've been struggling throughout this game. Sort of switch in. Tsunami picks up from half. They play short in the middle. Oh, a little bit of footwork. And
Oh, what a step.
Yeah, Marama Thomas had a bit of an air swing there. The Southern Storm strike first here in the second half, and they've locked the scoring up yet again.
Well, that's a lovely hesitation and step from that key player. I mentioned we watching this game for the Storm. Goes left, step, bang, straight over the line. Marama Thomas just misses the touch, and that's the answer that they needed, the Storm, early in the second half.
Yeah, just caught a little bit flat-footed there. And Thomas on the line. The Storm get underway here in the second half. Rebels, saw them hit back with a try of their own in the first half there with the Storm leveled up the scoring. This time they won't be able to do it. Up in the line, and it's positive play as they get the ball straight back down on the deck and get on the run. Blade makes the touch, slows things up fractionally. Russell out of the box. Experienced players here for the Southern Storm.
And I've got to say, Scott, it looks like momentum is with the Storm now. Just a few errors creeping into the Rebels game. And they've hit back with that try, and they look to be full of energy here. The box is nice and loud. Plenty of encouragement coming here from the coaches and the substitute players.
And strong contact in the touch. Taylor Sykes. As Donovan goes across field again, an unclean play the ball. We've got all the jitters here in the second half as the Storm see a little bit of space down the left-hand side. It's worth a shot early on. Rousel feeding it across.
Charlotte Vandermeer there on the left wing for the Storm. Another one of these young players up and coming. Really a good mixture of youth and experience on this Storm team. As Rousel dishes off. Oh, she must have been just onside there.
Lovely work from Malay. And Sinamu just got down to the ground really quickly. He's caught the defence napping. Half has a little bit of a look up. Feeds it across. They can't get any value on the back end of that set.
Yeah, she's been very active and lively in this game, LA Tanamu, the number 12. Really dynamic from half, just always looking probing, heading into that line. As Beck Mai now driving in for the Rebels. Files, picks up and goes from half. She's offside, it's got to be play on. Oh, she must have been just onside to get that second touch. Well, that's a tough call. But the Storm will take it, and they're going to reset now right on their 7 metres.
Yeah, there's danger signs there. That's the perfect position for Fildes. Retrieving defence, and you often see that just a little moment there in the game where Rebels have been searching for just to try to have a little sniff and get themselves back in. The very next set there from the Storm, after feeling the pressure, they come up with a mistake.
Yeah, luck's a fortune there for UQ. They really want to take their chance here and capitalise on that error. Marama Thomas now. Ooh, great
space.
sliding
Yeah.
defence there from Nicola.
There's good football from the Rebels. They saw the space, and touches up their sleeve. They attack down that left-hand side of the field. Fildes straightens up the point of attack. Rackerman want to turn the ball over. The touch was made.
Yeah, great pressure touch there from Emily Coyne on the wing. Really had to put the skates on to make that one.
And back midfield they come as Mai plays it. Thomas again, this time
Here we
sends it
go.
out the back. Gets there,
That
touch
looks-
has been claimed.
Oh, it looks to be down. Referees have cleared it. And just that weight of pressure on their line. Storm just couldn't hold them out for that one, Scott.
There's the hit back that they needed. The Rebels, again, like we said, just coming off that back-to-back set off the error. Looping ball over the top. Just held up a little bit. Had some work to do here, Rackerman. I think it was a good call from the referees. And the ball was down first before the cover defence came across. And try scored there, boy, number 12. As you can see on screen. So the Rebels back in front. Nice ball from Sykes.
Lovely ball from Thomas as well. But Tiani Bryce there shutting, making that touch for the Rebels.
Gleeson plays it, steps out. Sykes, oh, that is an absolute perler.
Oh, boy.
We saw her go left to right in the first half. This time she goes right to left and puts it on the money.
And I'll tell you what, when you've got a player who can throw both ways like that, it's an absolute gift. As you see, a quick survey, just holds that ball up beautifully, chops into that link hole. Storm hit back. They're going for try now. This is turning into a really good contest.
Well, the tale continues between these two top teams. The scores locked up and level. And a ball just off the fingertips there. My having to jump to try to catch it. Pressure back on the Rebels. Even though scores are locked up, the Storm will have their tails. Oh, here we go.
Strong touch there from My. Thought she might have jammed a bit of a foot in there, but she's got the turnover for her side now.
She's just such a strong defensive player. Yeah. She's no doubt as soon as that ball would have hit that deck, she would have been turning into defence. How can I win the football back here for my team? And she wins those contests more times than not.
Yeah, spot on. And she knows all the tricks.
They're in trouble here.
She's done really nicely.
It's going to be a penalty
Players been
to the Rebels.
Offside. No, we're going to come back. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think it is still an offside penalty. There might have been a player that was onside that did make the touch eventually. No advantage gain from the Rebels. Sees them get a full set of 6 here from the penalty. They look to attack early. My comes off the right foot. Slide defence there from the Southern Storm. Touches to work with Sammy Jo Curtis. Will control things here in the middle of the park for the Rebels. Through the hands they go. They look to have players down the short side. That opens up the open side for them. And just a little bit of a juggle and a bobble there from Murphy. It was just enough time for the Storm cover defence to come across.
Gee, that's a great touch from the wing. I think that's Chelsea Cummins out there on the wing for the Storm. Gee, she really had to make that touch. She really got moving. Beautifully done. Just a little bit clunky now in their box set here, the Storm.
Yeah, the Rebels are up and about. This will be the final touch coming up. Still shy of the halfway line. Again, good contact from Blade. And forces them to throw the football around and take it. My will say, if you don't want it, I'll just take it.
Strong contact. Forced the turnover there. Loves a strong touch, does Caitlin Blade. But the Uni Rebels now. See, the momentum's really ebbed and flowed in this one, Scott. You know,
sure
just when you think one team's got the upper hand, the opposition will strike back.
It's Hillman had some work to do, and she's just working her way onto the field. Here she goes from half again. Hammond comes back in field. Not much doing there. The defence was right up in the face of Kate Hammond. So the Storm hold out. Good second touch there from Sykes. All loose ball, and that can happen often. You can see players transitioning, making their way to the interchange area. Sometimes their mind is just focused on getting a breather. All of a sudden the ball comes across, but the Rebels.
And they train for it, those box sets, Scotty. It seems like such a simple thing to get right, but it really is tough to get that flow on and get those passes moving with the sweepers latching and coming around. But it's all in the books now. As the Storm now driving in. Oh, late to half there, Nicola.
There's Chloe Nicola. Skips away. Oh, there might have just been a step back. They still had one touch to work with. And just took a little bit of punch out of their attacking set coming in towards the last touch. But there was space down that left-hand side of the field. So let's see how they respond. Trying to keep the Rebels as far down this end as possible as they head down their right-hand side. Donovan again will punch out of the interchange area. Gets them going forward.
Yeah, this is better from the Rebels. Oh, just caught from half, but I really like that intent. I think they're going to get, oh, no. I thought they're going to get 10 more metres there, not to be on this occasion.
Yeah, Millie Neville going full stretch to make the touch on Bryce. There she is, taking the first touch.
Go forward to the call here from the Southern Storm coaches and players. And they're going to do just that now through Sykes. And there's Tanamu. She'll be heavily involved in this next play, I'm sure. Working in the middle now with Charlie Nicola, who's going to pick up from half. What she got for us on the last. Oh, that should be play on. Just a ball down.
Yeah, you can see Sammy Joe just retrieving there. Knew she was offside, but held her space really nicely. And didn't bite, got into a position where she was onside and forced the Storm to turn the ball back in towards the middle of the park.
Yeah, and that's one of the really common sense rules that came in with the 8th edition. So you can now change your direction, Scott, when you're coming back onside, but you just can't obstruct. And she did that beautifully. Nice little recycle there.
Good touch from Vandermeer. She gets herself into half.
Oh,
contact here in the middle of the
That's
park.
a strong touch from Beck Morway. We just mentioned her in that last little passage, and that one's just a bit too strong. She's just gotten all up in that touch. And the Storm are going to get another chance now. Oh, this is nice from Sykes. Oh, I thought she was away there.
So Russell feeds it. Nice running coming into the line.
As you said, Scotty, Taylor Sykes has spent a little bit of time in some other codes. I know she's played a little bit of rugby sevens. And you can just tell, just by the way she handles that ball, she's just got that great ball-playing instinct.
Here she is. It's claimed in the final possession of the set. It's a pretty grindy battle between the two teams over the last few sets. No one really able to grab the stranglehold.
Yeah, into that grind, a little bit of a holding pattern now with just over 5 minutes to go. It's 4 tries to each in our Women's Premier Division game. The grand final rematch, and it's really lived up to expectations, I think.
Sammy Joe gets him going forward.
Oh, go back and roll.
Well, it's interesting because the ball slips out. There was decent contact. Referees are just going to say play it again.
Pretty sure that touch was made. I don't believe she was in the act of rolling the ball. That's the key there. So I think that's a pretty good call from Matt Lavery.
Donovan skips on the outside, returns the ball back to the Storm.
3 very experienced referees here.
Donovan screams up out of the line. Gets herself into an interesting position there, but didn't affect the play of the ball. Again, that defensive pressure forces the Storm to throw a ball. It does end up hitting the deck, turning the ball back over to the Rebels, so it's experience there from Donovan. She's been probably one of their best throughout this game tonight, on both sides of the field, attack and defence. Here she is from half, feeds it to Bryce. She loves this position on the footy field. Great defence from the Southern Storm.
Again, one of those really tight calls heading into that line. Players just short of the line, but it was rolled outside the 7, so that's the key. Getting onside to make that touch, just short of the line.
Tiani plays it on the 7. Sammy Joe kicks off.
Another great touch.
You can't really disregard their defensive effort, particularly on their line tonight. The Storm, they've had to throw their body on the line on a number of occasions, but they've pretty much been getting the job done so far. Gleason, some forward. As Cummins feeds it from half. She'll do double duties here from acting half. It's the last for them now. Tanami switches in. And Sykes manages to just get the ball away before the touch was affected. The ball does go into the hands here of the Rebels. And the battle continues. Ooh, just getting away with the play of the ball there. Sammy Joe Curtis. Good work from Hillman from half to hold on to it. As Files picks up good meters. This little bump ball straight into defence.
Who's going to crack first here? Both sides looking pretty dangerous.
Better set coming out of the box. Skipping away. Great ball as well, away as the cover defence was coming across. Lovely try there from the Rebels. Jeez, didn't they need that one?
Well, gee, I thought there was a touch in that sequence. I'd be really interested to have a look at this replay. Either it's been a no touch or she was offside.
It's Izzy Reed here from half.
Yeah, scooping through. Thought the touch was made. Oh,
It's tight.
yeah. I think she's just missed that initial one and she's just got it on the back of the leg, so ball's determined to be down first.
It was great work from Reed, though, as well, coming through from half. She actually got through, and when you've got open space in front of you, you can naturally just continue to progress through to the in-goal area. Might have felt the pressure coming behind, got a nice early ball away, and exactly what the Rebels needed to reclaim the lead. In front by 1, 5-4 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and lovely support from Danita Smith too. Number 25.
My makes the touch. Referee Landsberg just confirming that contact was made. As the Storm will come back to the mark. Fifth and final touch for them.
Getting into crunch time now for the Storm. Under 2 minutes.
Oh, Nicola
Nicola's
throws it
through.
dummy
Just got to
into
link
the
up.
goal area, looking for support. Throws a Hail Mary back over the top, and
Oh.
Lucia Files is there to take it. We see it so often on the fifth touch where you think it's a dead play, not much going on. Just a little bit of footwork, a little bit of a dummy. All of a sudden, Nicola finds open space, gets into the in-goal area, and almost locks the scores back out.
Well, she just didn't have the support there. I thought she'd surely link up with one of her players. But Lucia Files there, Johnny on the spot, makes the touch. And they're going to need a turnover here in pretty quick time, the Storm, if they're going to peg this one back.
As my stretches away, but has to come back towards the mark. And clock winding down under 60 seconds.
Yeah, I think that was their chance, the Storm, to level this one up. They need everything to go their way here. They will get one more crack at it, I would say. And here it comes, one set.
Yep, they've got to go. Rouse will shoot at the halfway line. First touch. They'll get their guns on. And here's one of them, Emma Sykes. Heavily influential for the Storm this evening.
I think someone will need to go from half here with not too many touches left in this set.
Oh, it's just a loose ball. Emily Ward puts her hand up. Again, those slippery conditions. Almost just spilled out of the fingertips there of Ward. It's unfortunate.
That's really unlucky for the Storm. That could be their night done, which is unfortunate, but it's been a really, really good contest. And, yep, same thing we saw before. Just the ball to ground, but we're just going to pick it up and roll it again. They'll take their time here. Up early. Emily Ward.
Yeah, and they come up and make the touch on Donovan, and it is the defending champs who start their campaign just where they left off last year with a win over the Southern Storm. But again, it was almost like a mirror image of the grand final that we saw last year. The scores are pretty tight going into the halftime break. The Storm taking it right down to the death. But it is the UQ Rebels that get the job done at the end of the day.
Really nice way to kick off Metro Cup for 2023, Scotty. A grand final rematch. As you say, Uni Rebels just a little bit too good on the night, but it was a great tight contest, and I can't wait to see what these two teams are going to bring us for the rest of the season.
And speaking of defending champions, it was the UQ Rebels that did the double in the Premier Division last year. Their men's team will be on screen very shortly. They'll be taking on the Country Club Colts, and it's going to be a ripping way to start the men's Premier competition for this year's Metro Cup as well. We're going to take a quick breather here from White Seal. Stay with us. Men's Premier action coming up very shortly. Welcome back to the Metro Cup here live from Whites Hill, brought to you by Brisbane Metro Touch Association. UQ Rebels taking on the Country Club Colts, and we can see the UQ Rebels line up on screen here, Doug. And a bit of player movement this year between both teams, but some familiar foes as well. The Country Club Colts, well, thereabouts last year, and they'll always be thereabouts at the Metro Cup season. Some big name players which we'll make mention of throughout this match this evening as well. This is a pretty good way to kickstart the men's Premier competition.
Yeah, great to be back with the men's Premier Division. Probably the biggest off-season move is Dylan Hennessy moving from the Gold Coast to this Country Club side. Unavailable due to overseas commitments the first couple of weeks, but it's going to be really interesting, as we mentioned off air, Scotty, to see how he's going to gel with this Colts side.
It's Hayden Moffat, Australian Men's Open representative, skipping across, has a little bit of a look back.
Yeah, look for the play on there, Moffat, not to be. Made his debut in the Australian Men's Open side at our recent Trans-Tasman here at Whites Hill.
A little bit of contact here. Matty Lavery's doing double duties after refereeing the Women's Premier game just before. And as mentioned, assisted by Zach Jenrick and Campbell Muir. We've got the big gun referees on here for the big match tonight. Andrew Searle, the Australian representative in the Mixed Open division. As Priddle plays it, skipping it again, just losing footing, tricking conditions. A cool evening here at Whites Hill. It's 16 degrees, so pretty comfortable though for the players. As we see a little bobble and juggle. We'll come back to the mark there in Beachy. As Moffat gets another touch to Jaden Mbechi. Ryan Moffat from half. Brothers suiting up for Country Club again this year. Ken Adams, experienced campaigners here for the Colts.
Adams, Carmody, Jordan Dart, long-time stalwarts for this club side. Country Club looking for the 6 more. No, ball just thrown into him. Great call there from referee Campbell Muir.
Yes, so a few players for the Rebels making their debuts tonight in the Men's Premier Division. Jackson Walker, Flynn Kelso. He's made his way up from Rockhampton. CQ Bulls representative. Nick Streeter as well, donning the blue and maroon for the first time. And there's Jordan Bell caught in possession. That might have been Streeter, might be a number change. I think it might be Bell. He's shot up, he's gotten even bigger since last season by the look of it. And here he is, the young man.
Yeah, he's a pretty big unit there. A little family affair tonight. We've had a number of siblings playing across both of our divisions tonight, Scott, but we've got Kalen Bell and Jordan Bell in this Uni Rebel side. Pretty good pedigree there. Father Peter Bell as Campbell Muir spots a ball down in the ruck. We've got Country Club underway to get a reset now.
It's Tim Bartz. Mr. Moffat has been very active early in this game. They send it right out to the left-hand side. Lovely little bit of footwork here on the left from Butler, who's impressive there for the Colts last year, playing out on the flanks. No doubt up for another big season. Beautiful short ball punching through the hole. They're going to say touch. Well, the Rebels' defence, I think Hegedus, he was making his way over to the sideline.
Well, that was a great touch. Number 30. We don't quite, I think that was Kelso.
And Moffat almost flicks it around the back to himself. We're just happy to take possession. The Rebels.
Oh, Bartz looked to be a bit offside there. Happy to let it get away. Tim Bartz coming back after a broken collarbone in last year's State of Origin series. He did play in the recent Trans-Tasman. He was given the honour of captaining the Mixed Open side. So he's going to be one of their key players heading into this season.
Yeah, he's highly influential throughout that series. I think it was 11 debutants, and he was one of them. It was an amazing story, making his debut for Australia, wearing the green and gold for the first time. And we see a mistake here on the first touch. Might have just been having a bit of a look up at the defensive line. Slippery ball. And a golden opportunity here for the Rebels to strike first. Nice footwork and almost sliding in underneath. Dart in the left link position, comes up to make the touch on Walker. Played in the youth Trans-Tasman for the Emus. Feeds it from half, gets it back, a little bit of a juggle. Jackson Mills in the middle of the park as well for the Rebels, playing for UQ for the first time, transitioning across from the Southern Storm. Just Australian representatives everywhere. Feels like every set someone touches the ball. We mentioned that they played for the Emus at the Trans-Tasman. Mills doing the same in the mixed open division as we see a penalty here for the Colts.
And that's why this is one of the premier club competitions in the country, Scott. You know, we saw a lot of those Australian sides were stacked with Queensland players. A lot of them now playing in this competition every Friday night.
And Beachy, right foot short. Oh, Moffat. He's looking for that phase.
Yeah, he just held that ball up there. Ryan Moffat just didn't want to get that ball down. Wisely holds it up now. Working with Ambici. He'll likely pick up from half.
Here he goes off the left foot, just losing his footing a little bit, and almost still getting in between the defence. It was just that little stumble. Just took the sting out of the defence, the attack, I should say, from the Colts. Rebels hold on as Mills feeds it to Priddle from half. And take a hit up down their left-hand side of the field. Unclean play the ball. As the Rebels turn the ball over as they get their changes streaking out onto the field. The Colts will just hold things up here as they make a couple of changes themselves. Matters and Carmody coming on. Adams is going to come off for a breather as well. Hayden Moffat back out onto the park. Matters feeds it and beats it from half. Moffat punching in straight away from the interchange area. Changes continue here for the Colts. Jordan Dart out to the right link position in the 20. Here he comes from half. He's got a great ball game here. Dart gets into the in-goal area, threads it around behind UQ defence. And Matters did a great job because he was diving down low as the ball comes across, snatches it in and gets over the stripe for the first points here to the Colts.
Yeah, that was really nice work there from Dart. Just that hesitation move over, gets into the in-goal, links up with Caleb Matters. And they're looking pretty good so far now. As the Country Club open up their scoring.
And it took near on 7 minutes to get the opening points here in this game. You feel like it might just open up a little bit. Hegedus, another gun player out on the park tonight. An amazing campaign in the mixed open for the Australians. Here he goes, shows it. Short ball, Mills punching through. Good defence. And they get marched upfield as well.
Yeah, it's
turning the ball.
A little bit cheeky there. Referee Zach Jenrick picked up on it straight away. It's Caleb Matters now. His brother Flynn Matters, I believe, is in this Premier squad as well. So more siblings across the park, and I believe that is possibly Craig Matters down in the box there as well. So touch football, it's a family affair at times, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Chance for them. Also gets straight back out onto the football. Bell makes up nice meters. Ooh, a little penalty going against the Rebels.
Forward pass.
The call. There's Quinn Libben. Taps and goes. Good to see Tommy Q back out on the park here for the Colts. Another stalwart of this men's Premier Division. They come his way this time and off the fingertips. Zelenief, you give him a little bit of open space, he gets clean ball, he is gone.
It's been around a while, Tommy Quinn Libben. Scotty's played at rep level for a number of years, played for Australia. And let me tell you that at park level, he is still super quick. And he's quick at this level, but just watching him run around players is fantastic. He's just still got that speed.
Rebels did a good job. It was a little bit clunky on their first couple of touches. They've recovered nicely. Madden gets himself into half, picks up, sends it infield. Nice ball, equally good defence again from that man who we were just talking about. As good as he is in attack, is equally as good in defence. As Ryan Moffat feeds it. Nice work here, Butler. Picks up good meters off the back end of that ball movement from the Colts.
I really like that expansive play on the first touch there, heading into their box set. Gave them that space. Rebels on the back foot and they pick up an offside penalty. Played that beautifully, the Colts. It's Carmody now working with Matters. Oh, that ball must be a bit slick. We've seen a lot of drop ball tonight.
Yeah, certainly have. It's made it tricky for the players tonight. Looking to try and adjust. Walker comes out of the box. As Mills sends it out to Foxcroft. This ball movement here from the Rebels as they put the brakes on. Mills shows it. And props things up now. Walker gets into the in-goal area. Looks to link up with Mills. Can't connect up. There's good numbering defence there from the Colts. Just force him into the corner. They end up running out of real estate. And Beachy looking for offside players. Just tucks it under the wing.
Oh, yeah.
Like Webke coming off the back fence.
He heard the play on call there and looked to get the play through. But I think he must have initiated contact on the defender there. Jackson Mills, I think, there in the 52.
Yeah, there's Mills. Tim Bartz now has a little look up. Nice little short ball. Bad option. And Kalis Brown turns the ball over for Country Club. Nice little pop-out ball. Mills over the halfway line. It's loose out the back. Kelso gets him forward. Priddle. Oh, can't get a clean play of the ball, but there was interference there from the Colts. Little foot in the ruck. And signal there from Zach Jenrick. Full set of 6 here for the Rebels, looking for their opening points of the game. Kelso holds it up. Goes back infield. Madden, early ball, short side. Kelso burrows in underneath. The defence comes across on the inside as Tim Bartz makes the touch. Still will get players into position. Priddle plays it. No touch has been claimed. Play on it is. Back on the inside. Comes off the hands. And forward. And the penalty goes to the Colts. They hold out defending their line.
Andrew Searle, the number 7 there, known for his long ball. And playing in the Australian mixed open side, he really used that to full advantage as they get another penalty here for offside. Quite a few notable outs tonight, Scott, for this UQ side, as we just run through some of those. Jake Notley, Justin Cridlin, both Australian players, as is James Courtney, and veterans Lockie Pearce and Liam Bauer as well. So they're missing quite a bit of firepower.
Moffat does a good job to hold on to the football, get through. Just couldn't get Dart into open space. And outside defenders. Loose ball back on the inside to Priddle. They do a good job to hold it. Haven't been the cleanest in the transition coming together in the interchange area in the first 20 here. The Rebels. The positive sign is that they've managed to hold on to the football and they can recover once they get over that halfway line. As Mills gets them shy of the 7. Beautiful long ball out. They put the brakes on, send it back infield. Great scramble defence. Jordan Dart comes across to make the touch.
As you say, great scramble there from Dart. He's really sucking the big ones in now as they come across and get those fresh troops on. As Quinn Levin picks up from half. Working with Ken Adams now.
Matters, great run in. They're on the back foot here. The Rebels, can they hold on? And Beachy flings it. There's space out here on the right-hand side. Acres of space to get over and score the second try of the game. It puts the Colts up by 2. That was great football there from Country Club.
Yeah, that was nice. You could just see the setup there. They just sucked in all those defenders over to this side. As we get access to that replay. Switch this way and then they come back to the open side, and that's just a beautiful long ball. Acres of space, as you say, Scotty. UQ Winger just shut in too tight. Extend their lead to 2 tries.
Still had some work to do. Try scored there by the 44, Nick Verenkamp.
I was about to say just as good from UQ, but the pass has been determined forward. It's unlucky for UQ. Nick Foxcroft there. Prolific try scorer in previous seasons. He'll be looking for a few more tonight and for the rest of the season. As Moffat just holds the ball up now, working with Bartz. Oh, tight call and late. Yeah, it looked pretty touch and go there. Referee Zach Jenrick picked up the late pass. So UQ needs this, and they're going to need to get their skates on and get on the board before half-time, you would think.
There's a few groans. We've got the Country Club bench right in front of us here. They knew that was on there. Their pass just a fraction too late. Almost came off for them, the Colts. And continuing to look the good. Searle threads it out the back. Ball hits the deck. Kelso was just spinning through the defensive line. A tough one to take. The Colts strong on the first couple of touches as Bartz picks up a good chunk of meterage. Dart just shy of the halfway line as they roll over now with Ryan Moffat. Last touch for them, and Beachy has been heavily involved here in the first half. Again, the ball just hits the deck. Tough one to take. And losing footing, and it forces the mistake.
They find themselves in a bit of an unusual position here, UQ. They're not normally down by 2 tries. Very, very competitive side. Took out the grand final last year. So this is strange territory for them.
Moffat brothers working in the middle here for the Colts. Burner touch there.
Yeah, flat pass off half. Can we expect a trick play?
Oh, his fingers pointed.
Gee. They can be so unlucky, those foot in the ruck. You're going up to make that touch, you just jam your foot in. Can often get that ball can get played on your foot. Onus is on that attacking player to create that space. Determine a penalty that time, but they can be very tight.
Matters makes his way onto the field in the 11. They show it punching through the middle as Moffat. He can't hold on to the football. This little variation.
Yeah, and he's left that ball about 10 rows back in the stands. Lost control though. Probably a little bit sneaky. Gave his team time to get onside.
Oh, and again, another mistake here from the Rebels. They're shooting themselves in the foot here in the first 20. These mistakes, particularly coming out of their end and around that interchange area. So golden opportunity here for the Colts. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the first half. They're up by 2 on the scoreboard as it is. Carmody, puts it in. Getting a hand out on the football there, James Sharp. He's trying to rev his troops up here, defending their line. A full set of 6 of touches to defend.
They've just got to hang on to the ball and just give themselves a chance to score. Got to get up into their attacking zone here. So they've just got to hold out the Colts on this set. They won't want to go down by 3.
Oh, Bartz takes him on himself, puts the ball in the right hand and slips in between the UQ defence. Well, they just caught napping on the line there, and the experience of Tim Bartz gets it done.
And that's what he's known for too, Tim Bartz. He's known for that sweep around and getting low. We saw it in the Trans-Tasman. We've seen it at State Cups. We've seen it at Metro Cup. Gets down low, extends it. And it's across the line. Referee Campbell Muir signals all clear. Just what they didn't need, UQ.
Colts up by 3. Rebels still searching for points. Oh, and picked off and taken. Nice work as well from Adams.
Well, all the runs been with the Country Club Colts this half. 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it was a little roll.
Contested roll ball there.
Moffat, that's Ryan who plays it. Hayden sends it out the back. A little loose pass, but nicely picked up. Oh, flick back, ball back on the inside from Verenkamp. One of the try scorers from the Colts here in the first half. Showing a little bit of razzle-dazzle out here on the left. Heger just plays it and hasn't really had an opportunity to get into the game as of yet. I feel like it's only a matter of time before Jimmy does something pretty special here for the Rebels. Searle feeds it again. Priddle, just the ball just spilling out of the hands. Really not much defensive pressure up in the face there of Jesse Priddle. Again, this slippery football causing havoc tonight for both teams. You can see Matters losing footing. Has the touch been made? Yes, it has.
Yeah,
We'll play it now.
Didn't release that ball. But as you say, Scott, Hegedus has been a little bit quiet. So has Searle and Priddle. They need their senior players to stand up in this second half and get some points on the board.
Carmody sends it back on the inside. Just running into each other there, Carmody and Mbichi. And stops the flow. Coming into the last touch of their set. Mills tucks it under the wing on the first touch. Oh, and again, Quinlivan forces the Rebels to go back to the mark. Madden feeds it.
Yeah, nice release. A pretty good setup now. This is good ball movement.
So it's Jacob Madden in the 22, working with brother Riley. He shows it away from Riley. Oh, the link ball was there. Jackson Walker punching through a hole. Pass was forward.
Yeah, right option. Pass was forward. Just didn't have his receiving play in place either. So that's been the story of their half so far. Uni Rebels had quite a few good opportunities as that siren sounds. Referees will blow half time and they'll be a little bit disappointed in that half, I think, UQ. They're going to have to go regroup for our second half, Scott.
Yeah, a bit of work to do here for the defending champions. They're down by 3 on the scoreboard. Country Club looking the goods. Strong first 20 minutes from them. We're going to take a quick break here. Men's Premier action. Country Club 3 over the UQ Rebels 0.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tiff Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
When I wanna cry, in a world gone mad.
Welcome back to the opening round of the Metro Cup season, men's premier action, second half. Not too far from getting back underway. It's All Country Club Colts in this one. It's 3-0 going into the halftime break. Over to the defending champions, the UQ Rebels, but as Doug mentioned, quite a few big outs for them here in the opening round. And it's great to be here at Whites Hill for the opening round of the Metro Cup season. It's run by Brisbane Metropolitan Touch. You'll see it live on your screens as well through KO Sports for the whole competition this year. Competed 7 clubs in total. Brothers Touch Country Club, who you're seeing out here, Gold Coast, Redlands, Southern Storm, Springfield, and the UQ Rebels. And it is the Rebels who have got everything ahead of them here in the second half, Doug, to try and get themselves in. 3-try deficit. It's a pretty big deficit, but it's not insurmountable.
Pretty comfortable lead so far, but Touch is a funny game. Anything could happen. And they almost cracked for their first one. They're just unable to finish it up as Jackson Mills offside. Player initiated touch. Gee, this is really good drive here from Country Club.
It's a great opening set here from the Colts. Trying to continue on where they left off there in the first half. North coming up sharp to make the touch on matters. As Andrew takes the first touch. Bell goes forward on the second. Kelso. And the new recruits here for the Rebels. Let's play Australian youth representative football. Making his way down from central Queensland.
Yeah, it's really nice to see so many young players coming through, Scott, in both the men's and the women's divisions. See a lot of those young players finishing school in the regional areas, and then they come down to university here in the South East Queensland region as the Moffats link up.
Yeah, they got
Ryan
numbers.
Moffat's through. Oh, what a touch.
Yeah, look at this. Coming back from the midfield.
Oh.
No stretch for numbers. They definitely have the space. Probably caught in two minds there initially, Ryan Moffat, whether to put the ball through the hands, but there was just space in front of them. In front of him, I should say. Took him home, but Jimmy Hegedus. Jimmy the Jet.
Nearly snuck through there. Ryan Moffat looking pretty ominous here early.
Oh, beautiful ball from Madden out in front. Just a little bit too in front. But it's a nice early release. Foxcroft had work to do. Came out of the hands forward.
Oh, gee, it's getting very bunched up here on the wing. That's a nice little move as Ken Adams. Ferencamp comes in for work off the wing. Barts is going to pick up with Ambici.
There he is. Oh, nice footwork there from Barts and tries to flick it around the back.
Great hesitation.
He had the defender beat on the first instance when it came off the right foot. UQ Rebels get the penalty. And we make mention as well, Kalis Brown and Verencamp. Nick Verencamp, who scored in the first half. They're making their debuts for the Country Club Colts tonight here in the Premier Division.
Yeah, Verencamp hails from the Toowoomba region. What a
now,
step.
Kelso gets it done, gets into the in-goal area, but a great recovery out here from Butler.
Kelso with the step. A beautiful anticipation there from Arthur Goose Butler. Getting back underway now through Ambici, and just love this drive here from the Colts.
He's had a couple of nice touches here, Flynn, to start the second half for the Rebels. Oh, nice little pop out. Oh,
No, it's got to be a ball down.
yeah, it is signalled.
That's the call. Just threw the ball into the defender. Oh, it's play on here. Quinn Libben. This will be zero touch. As Dart will just slow it down. They've got 6 touches here.
Carmody out in front. Matters does a good job to hold on to that one.
Gee, it's all happening early in this second half.
Oh, yeah, she's lit up.
No addition to the scoreline yet, but both teams look pretty likely.
Carmody goes away from the short side open, just doesn't need a target. Rebels hold on as Kelso plays the ball and restarts. Priddle on the first. Still gets them going forward. Bell. And Madden out the halfway line. Nice punch out of the box there from Hegedus. Here he goes. Can he get himself into the game? Nice left to right. Madden plays down on the deck, takes him on, and runs out of room.
Yeah, defender just lost his footing there. Madden just tried to run around him. Nothing doing on that occasion.
Tommy.
There's Quinlivan with the speed.
Yeah, had some space. Matty Lavery practicing for Paris next year over the hurdles. Some work to do. Back midfield now for the Colts. As Caleb comes across the face. Moffat skips away. Here's Kalis Brown on debut. Oh, footwork. As the Rebels were on ice there, losing their footing. Again, they managed to hold out.
Well, you can see why he's made his way into this Prem squad, Kalis Brown.
Oh, he's a gun.
Wow. He's pretty dynamic and he looks very, very comfortable in the middle there, setting things up. And Beachy, yeah, just got caught in the ruck there. It's a relieving penalty now for the UQ Rebels. As Campbell Mule just set that mark for Foxcroft. Offside's the call. They'd love to put one on here, UQ, and start to really just put some pressure on that Colts side. It's a funny thing, you know, just one quick score, and they can often pile on some numbers.
As Mills gets himself into half, working with Madden in the middle of the field. Bell has a bit of a look up. Oh, came off. Not sure if that was intended for Madden punching through the hole, but the space was there for him. A nice little short ball off the hip. They're going over the paint.
Space was there, chance was there. Yeah, that link player was offside.
As Bart's it's away from Bell the first time, comes back and makes the touch. Now Dart rips. Nice work from Foxcroft coming across and slide defence. Nice quick play the ball as well from the Rebels. Mills plays it out the back to Kelso. Priddle feeds it. Searle and Priddle working in the middle here for the Rebels. Searle sends it out. Kelso on the outside, gets on the outside of Ken Adams. And they do open the scoring. They mentioned that Flynn was just starting to inject himself here in the second half for the Rebels. And he does get their first try on the board.
Very impressive he was too. Kelso there just found open space and he said, yes, thank you very much. I'll take that space. And he just strides over. Thought he was covered there for all money. Link player, I think that might have been Ryan Moffat there. Failed to make the touch. Kelso, a very good player at school level. And he's still a very young man, and he's going to be a pretty good fixture in this UQ side.
Oh, Carmody, though. Perfect response from the Colts. They're on the back foot there, the Rebels in defence. And just slightly straighten up his point of attack there. You can't give him any room to move. And look at this. You can see him just streaming around at the back there, sweeping around. Offside players. Little dummy. Thanks for coming.
Another one of these long-term fixtures, club stalwart, Sam Carmody. Along with Ken Adams, Jordan Dart.
Yeah, offside. Oh, and Beachy was Matters coming back on the inside. They had to make the touch.
Yeah, so the link player was offside there, but Matters was onside and will never come back for that penalty. That's always play on situation there just to keep that game flowing.
Hager just plays it shy of the 7. Bell feeds it to him. Comes back in. Matters is Johnny on the spot. Comes up to the 7 and plays
no touch claimed. They're going to play on.
Now ball hits the deck. Penalty to the Colts.
I think they're feeling a little bit hard done by their UQ. Wasn't sure on the signal. But they'll take it here, the Colts.
Yeah, they turn the ball over. Pretty good call as well. Probably caught upright there in the play the ball. Had the ball in one hand. Defensive pressure comes up and forces the mistake.
Yeah, that was Tyrrell Awai in the number 40. Lightning quick player there, Tiny. But he just got stood up in that touch and just lost control. Great call from our referees.
Bell plays it. Mills just loops up there. Quinlivan comes up and plucks that one out of the air. Oh, and again, this time spews over. Another mistake from the Colts.
Not too many protests either. So Nick Foxcroft has just got himself into a good position there. They fumbled it. And they'd love to peg another one back here. UQ as Jackson Mills. Just setting things up here. Sweep around.
Just not a clean ball there from Riley Madden. Fingertips there, Kelso. Oh, foot in the ruck.
Yeah, asking the question there, Jackson Mills. I think he knew he was done for all money. Coming up to make the touch now. Fresh troops coming on. Moffat, Carmody and Ambeachy now. As Matters will pick up from half. Oh, great step.
Almost slipping through. Fifth touch.
What have they got for us here, the Colts?
Ooh, switching around. It's been simultaneous contact.
Yeah, it's a switch-a-thon out there at the moment for the Colts, just looking for that space. They're up for it so far. Uni Rebels. The 4 tries to 1 though, under 10 minutes to go. They're going to want to get their skates on and put a few more on the board.
Good meters there from Searle. Half just having to get into position. Colts get possession back. Carmody on the first. As Hayden sends it to Matters. Beachy gets away from the first defender. Foxcroft coming out of the wing to try and put pressure on. Dart feeds it. Ooh, just off the shoulder there of Ryan Moffat. Rebels now trying to work their way towards the halfway. Priddle gets them across there now. Hegedus, nice run into the line. Eddie feeds it. Little bobble there from Mills.
Question of the offside there. Great drive into the line from Hegedus. Forcing those players to get back. Referees are happy they were onside. Oh, that's a strong touch there from Mills. Just too much in that one. No signal, possibly offside. He's looking for the over the mark now.
He's trying every trick in the book at the moment.
Being a bit of a pest. Oh, great stuff. Real competitor, fierce competitor, Jackson Mills. He won't be happy with this scoreline. He want to inject himself into this game.
Go over the top of the head of Glacken. But gets held up. As Brown comes into half. Glacken plays it. Mills picks it off. He'll look to tap and go, and does. Feeds it to Hegedus straight away. It's in the half. A little combination of the mixed open team for the Aussies.
Gee, this game's been quick, Scott. Both sides just running. Oh, didn't release.
Butler.
That was nice.
Good defensive effort. Just forcing the Rebels to go back. And off the back of it. They come up with a mistake. Show at the halfway line here, the Colts. It's a pretty good position here to start their set. Moffat's happy to burn a touch. Bit of experience, although he's still quite a young man. Played a lot of high-level touch football. Just gives him an opportunity to get some changes on. Carmody.
Yeah, there's been a lot of in-the-ruck errors I've noticed tonight in both games. Not sure if it's the conditions or just those early nerves. I think Ambeachy's over. Oh, you look away for a second and they're over again here.
Yeah, fifth try. This was slick.
You're
Getting it in, and Beachy's sweeping around the back. Watch how quick and low he gets down to the line.
Gee, that's nice. Protest there from the UQ defender. But as we can see, he gets down low and that ball's across the line there, just before that touch is made. Really good call from Matt Lavery. He hits the buzzer and Country Club go up. 5 tries to 1. Starting to flex their muscle a little bit now.
Searle down the short side, sends it back midfield to Priddle. As Madden plays, oh, Carmody has a little look up at it.
Yep, hangs on to that and he's away. Just missing some of their key players, as we mentioned, Scotty, in that first half. Injury, overseas travel. Also Harry Griffin, who played for UQ last year, is not available. Looking for that. That's a great shot from TQ. And they're up 5-1, but they're still looking for every single call here, Scott.
Short side, Searle holds things up again. Priddle. Searle back to Priddle. Oh, nice ball. Just trying to loop it over the top.
It's going to be late. Called as such by referee Muir. Want a clean set now, heading into their substitution area.
Matters shy of the halfway line as Adams gets him now over the 10-metre line. UQ end of the field. Last touch. Brown, beautiful ball. There was hands on heads here in the Country Club box. That was slick. Again, Kalis Brown just had nice little injections. He hasn't overplayed his hand, and the opportunities that presented themselves, he's looked very good.
Yeah, and a lovely little hesitation step before he ripped that ball. Could be a real player to watch in our Premier Division.
Under pressure here, the Rebels. There's Mills. Plays it on the halfway line. Nice hands there from Foxcroft from half. Mills picks up, and that's a little error in the play of the ball.
Ryan Moffat looking for the throwing the ball away penalty. Not this time. They've just done it for execution so far in this game. I think, Scotty, just a little bit more classy with their execution. Also, their speed on the drive has been a little bit superior, I think. Just getting UQ on the back foot for most of this game.
Bartz plays it. Moffat comes around. Nice early release, and Beachy cover defence coming across to make the touch. Jackson Mills getting across. Wins a penalty as well here to the Rebels. Nearly off the restart as Hegedus sends it. Oh, Foxcroft back on the inside. Out of the hands here of Jackson Mills. It's just not their night tonight, the Rebels.
No, a pretty big statement here from the Colts with Hennessy to join the squad in a few weeks. Colts are playing Gold Coast next week. I don't think he'll be back, but there'll be a fixture later in this season against the Gold Coast, and that's going to be one to watch for all of our viewers. I can't wait for that.
Whacking attacking the line. West getting in underneath. Finger pointing, play on, and all clear. And it's the Colts' night tonight. There's 6th try on the board. They had a case to make there with the referees, but they get the job done.
Yeah, so there's a little bit going on in this one. As we look to the replay, dumped outside the 7, so the players have either been called offside or there's been no touch.
It's a good call.
Yeah, so I think that first play is offside and the second touch is late, so that ball's down and across the line. It's a great call from referee Zach Jenrick. Our refs have been pretty good tonight. Another ball goes down from the Rebels.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Dylan Hennessy making his way back in. It's a really interesting inclusion into the Country Club Colts team. It's a huge inclusion as we see Carmody go down the sideline. We might just let this play unfold. They're smelling blood in the water here, the Colts.
Stick with the action now as Kalis Brown got his hands on the ball again.
The Moffat sneak a little backyard play.
It's a
Brown
trick play.
gets him through the hands. Try the night right there. And icing on the cake.
Well, that little live wire, Kalis Brown, is involved once again. But it was the Moffats here, the Moffat brothers, setting up with that little trick play. Just that flick inside. Brown, the final pass. Beautifully done. And that's been the story of the night. Just a little bit too classy, just a little bit more execution. Lovely final ball there. Goose Butler puts that ball down. And again, a big statement here as referee Muir picks up a forward pass, and they can't get anything right tonight, Uni.
Yeah, so just touching back on Dill, a great inclusion like we said, but while I'm sure he's very familiar with a lot of these players, he hasn't really played a lot of football with them, played a lot against them over the years, and he adds a different dynamic. As you can see with the Country Club clubs, the way that they played tonight, they just run all game. They're a really gritty team to play. And now just that little inclusion just adds that little bit of edge and X factor to their team. It'll be interesting to see how he blends in, but a great inclusion for the Colts this year.
Spot on. They're very structured with their attack. They're a really hard driving side, and they've got all those attacking and defensive structures set up. So Gold Coast, where Hennessy's been playing the last few years, they're a bit looser and they're a bit more unpredictable. So which allows him to really take charge as that long ball goes out to Foxcroft. Nothing doing there. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting just to see how that chemistry goes with those players from Country Club. Really looking forward to watching that for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the other two teams in the men's premier, the Southern Storm, again, pretty strong lineup. A lot of Redlands players still representing the Southern Storm. You got Australian Men's Open representative Adam Pride will lead the charge there, and the Gold Coast as well. A good crop of young kids coming through, led by their captain Peter Norman. It's just going to set up an amazing Metro Cup season, and it was a pretty good start here for the Country Club Colts, getting an impressive victory over the defending champions, 7-1 in the end. Perfect way. You want to start that way in round one, don't you, to set up your competition?
Yeah, they've done beautifully here, the Country Club. Just a little bit too classy. Just that injection. The class. Unfortunately, the Rebels just missing a few key players tonight. They'll get them back in the rest of the season. As you say, Scotty, across both divisions, there's not a weak side here, and they're just littered with representative talent but across the men's and the women's Premier Division. And we're really looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be a crackerjack season. Like we said, every game in the Women's Premier and Men's Premier Division will be live here from Metro Cup throughout the whole season, and live and free on KO Sports here in Australia and Sky Sports Next over in New Zealand. Well, that's a wrap for us here. Round one, the Metro Cup season. Like we said, we'll be back next week, 7:15 here live in Australia if you're tuning in on KO Sports. And like we said, our Kiwi viewers, we look forward to bringing you all the action as well. On behalf of Doug Mackey and myself, Scott McAllister, and signing out. Good night.
This grass looks smart, and it's tough enough to handle whatever you throw at it, so it stays looking smart. Tip Tough Hybrid Bermuda, the smart grass.
Make me laugh.